Good morning, children. So today we are going to learn about the last section of the chapter number 8, that is in medieval architecture. So whatever we have seen is, we have seen the architectural work in the Gujarat during the medieval period. Then we have seen the architectural work in the, of the Sultanate age. Now today we are going to see the architectural work of the Mughal period. So first we will see what are the main features of the Mughal period, architecture in the Mughal period, what are their specialties, okay, in the architecture, and then we will see some of its monuments, okay. So what were the main features of the architecture of the Mughal Empire is, the monuments were constructed on the high plinth, means platform होता था, उसके ऊपर monuments बनते थे, first thing. Second is the marbles were mainly used in the construction material. जो marble होता था means संगमरमर का पत्थर होता था, that has been used more in the construction. Flowering water in the form of the fountains were used. और जो monuments के सामने there were the fountains, okay, fountains build किया जाता था monuments के सामने, so it beautifies the monument, it adds a decoration for that. Then besides marble, colored stones were also used to decorate the building. Other than the marbles, the precious and the non-precious stones are used for decorating the monuments. Now inscriptions, messages, calligraphy means, what is a calligraphy, students? Means to write something in a very creative manner, okay. You also have a calligraphy competition in the school, is it? Then you can see here in this picture, see here the verses of the Quran is written in a form of the calligraphy, okay. Here also you can see, okay. So these all are the inscriptions, messages, okay, and some messages or the verses are from the Quran. Now the designs on the marble mosaic. Now you can see these designs in the picture, okay. So these type of designs mainly they were used to have on the arch of the monuments, okay. In the last lecture also I have shown you what is called the arch, okay. Any monument if you will see and this type of design if you will see, then this is known as the arch. So on the arch they used to have such type of the designs, okay, and carving is there, and then they used to have a precious and non-precious stones on this carving, okay. So it beautifies the arches very much, that you can see in this picture also and this picture also here. Now the first monument during the Mughal Empire was during the Mughal era was the Fatehpur Sikri. It is a town in the Agra district of the Uttar Pradesh, India today. This city itself was made as the capital of the Mughal Empire in 1571. जो मुगल एम्परर अकबर थे उन्होंने ये सिटी बनाया. It was a new capital city constructed by the Akbar, okay, serving this role from 1571 to 1585. और ये कब तक कैपिटल रहा मुगल एम्पायर का? From the 1571 to 1585 means up to the era of Akbar, when Akbar abandoned it due to a campaign in Punjab and was later completely abandoned in 1610. जब अकबर पंजाब की तरफ और to acquire the area of the Punjab, land of the Punjab, जब वो उधर चले गए, then also for a names for the name purpose that was the capital, but in 1610 after 1610 it is not the capital of the Mughal dynasty or the Mughal emperors, okay. Now the Fatehpur Sikri is yet we know as this city as a Fatehpur Sikri only, and Fateh, the word Fateh means the victory. So this town or this city was built by the Akbar to propagate his victory over the western part of the India, that is in Gujarat and all that. Okay, at that time he made this city, and Fateh means victory. So this city was a sign of the victory. Okay, it represents the victorious it represents the victory of the Akbar on the other part of India. Now the next is the Buland Darwaza. Darwaza means door, you all know that, okay. So the Buland Darwaza, or the door of the victory. So it is a door of the victory, and where it is? In the Fatehpur Sikri only. So that city has a door, okay, a gateway, entrance. That gateway is known as the Buland Darwaza, and it was built in 1602 by the Mughal Emperor Akbar to commemorate his victory over the Gujarat. और जब उन्होंने गुजरात पे जीत हासिल कर लिया तो उन्होंने फतेहपुर सीकरी में एक गेटवे बनाया, एंड दैट गेटवे इज नोन एज द बुलंद दरवाज़ा. इट इज़ द मेन एंट्रेंस ऑफ द जामा मस्जिद, ओके, एट द फतेहपुर सीकरी विच इज़ 43 किलोमीटर अवे फ्रॉम द आगरा, इंडिया. और फतेहपुर सीकरी आगरा से कितना दूर है? 43 किलोमीटर. बुलंद दरवाज़ा इज़ द हाईएस्ट गेटवे, ओके. सो इट इज़ 52 मीटर हाई. ये जो दरवाज़ा है इसकी हाइट कितनी है? 52 मीटर इसकी हाइट है, एंड इट इज़ द हाईएस्ट गेटवे इन द वर्ल्ड एंड इज़ द एग्जाम्पल ऑफ द मुगल आर्किटेक्चर. सो it is the highest darwaza door for an city, and it is one of the highest in the world. Let's see the another monument. Another is the Red Fort. So Red Fort is an historic fort in the city of Delhi that served as a main residency of the Mughal emperors. क्योंकि उन्होंने सबसे पहले दिल्ली से ही अपना एम्पायर स्टार्ट किया. सो दिस वॉज द ओल्डेस्ट palace they were having, okay, and this is the main residency of the Mughal emperors. Emperor Shahjahan commissioned the construction of the Red Fort, और शाहजहां ने रेड फोर्ट का कंस्ट्रक्शन स्टार्ट करवाया था on the 12th May 1688 when he decided to shift his capital from Agra to Delhi. एंड उसने जैसे अकबर ने फतेहपुर सीकरी बनाया था, वैसे ही शाहजहां ने अपना कैपिटल आगरा में शिफ्ट कर दिया था, एंड दैट वाज अ सिटी नोन एज द शाहजहांबाद. ओरिजिनली रेड एंड वाइट, इट्स डिज़ाइन इज क्रेडिटेड टू द आर्किटेक्ट उस्ताद अहमद लाहौरी. और जो रेड फोर्ट है वो किस तरह के स्टोन से बना हुआ है? रेड एंड वाइट. दैट्स वाई इट इज़ नोन एज द रेड फोर्ट. फोर्ट मीन्स किला, एंड रेड मीन्स red, you know, that's a color name, okay. And this architectural design was given by the Ustad Ahmad Lahori. उसका ये डिज़ाइन था जिस पे ये उस डिज़ाइन के हिसाब से रेड फोर्ट को कंस्ट्रक्ट किया गया, एंड ही इज़ द ओनली अ पर्सन हु हैज़ ऑल्सो कंस्ट्रक्टेड द ताजमहल, ओके. सो ताजमहल crown of the palace is an ivory white marble mausoleum. Mausoleum means a mosque on the southern bank of the river Yamuna in the Indian city of the Agra. Okay, so it is built on the river bank of the Yamuna near the city Agra, okay, which is in today's Uttar Pradesh. It was commissioned by 1632 by the Mughal Emperor Shahjahan. और 1631 में ये बनना स्टार्ट हुआ था, एंड इट वॉज कम्प्लीटेड इन 1632, एंड इट इज़ इन द मेमोरी ऑफ हिज बिलव्ड वाइफ मुमताज महल. इट ऑल्सो हाउसेज द टॉम्ब ऑफ द शाहजहां हिमसेल्फ, ओके. उसमें शाहजहां का भी डेड बॉडी रखा गया था व्हेन ही डाइड. टॉम्ब इज़ द सेंटर पीस ऑफ द 17 हेक्टर एंड इट इज़ बिल्ट ऑन द 42 acre land. So it is a very big palace, okay. It is a very big complex which includes a mosque, a guest house and the formal garden bounded on the 3 sides, okay. तो ये बहुत बड़े लैंड एरिया में बिल्ड किया हुआ है, एंड इट हैज़ 3 main sector, and that is a mosque, then the guest house is there, and then there is a garden on the 3 sides. Mason, stone cutter, inlayers, carvers, painters, calligrapher, dome builders and the other artisans were requisitioned from the whole of the empire to work on the structure. और उस टाइम में जितने भी मुग़ल एम्परर के यहाँ आर्किटेक्चर थे, चाहे वो मैसन हो, स्टोन कटर हो, लेयरर हो, कार्विंग करने वाले हो, पेंटर्स हो, कैलीग्राफर्स हो, दे all has been called to work on this structure. The white marble has been polished to emphasize the executive detailing of the carvings. जो मार्बल्स थे उनको अच्छे से पॉलिश करवाया गया था ताकि जो कार्विंग का वर्क है दैट shows up clearly in that marble stone. And archways have been inlaid with the precious stones. और जो archways थे उन सारों में कलरफुल प्रीसियस स्टोन्स लगाए गए थे. सो इट्स ब्यूटी गेट्स वेरी मच glorified. Okay, it's not glorified, but it looks very decorative. Okay, and that's why if you will visit the Taj Mahal, then it's a very 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 beautiful building, very beautiful monument, and it is one of the 7 wonders of the world. Architecture was an emblem of the power. आर्किटेक्चरल वर्क जो राजा लोग करवाते थे, एम्परर्स करवाते थे, वो एक्चुअली क्या है? दैट इज एन एम्बलम. एम्बलम मीन्स व्हाट? निशानी, sign. So the architectural work is a sign of the power. Numerous outsiders invaded India and created the architectural style reflective of their ancestral and adopted homes. इंडिया में ऐसे बहुत सारे इन्वेडर्स आए, चाहे वो सुल्तान हो, मुगल्स हो, और इस वजह से क्या हुआ कि डिफरेंट आर्किटेक्चरल स्टाइल्स की मॉन्यूमेंट्स हमारे इंडिया में है. एज अ रिजल्ट मैन आर्टिस्ट गॉट एन अपॉर्चुनिटी टू शोकेस देयर टैलेंट एंड द स्किल्स. और इस वजह से क्या हुआ, हमारे इंडियंस जो आर्टिस्ट थे उनको भी अपना स्किल्स और इंटेलेक्चुअल दिखाने का मौका मिला. इवन इट वर्क as a visiting site for the people, so it also earning for the people, common people. The people to whatever the era benefited through such a splendorous structure. Thus we should be grateful to the rulers and the emperors who in their quest for the quenching the thrust towards the creative excellence, motivated and inspired the subject, generated a source of income and benefited the society indirectly. So we should thank all those emperors, kings who has put their best in such an architectural work. It also motivated the artisans, it also provide the income for the people, okay, and it also attract the tourists from all over the world. Okay, so it indirectly benefited to all the sections of the society. Okay children, so that is all over for this topic. I hope you all have enjoyed this chapter and gathered lot of information about our monuments which were built in the medieval period. Okay, that's all children. Even though if you have any confusion, you are always welcome to ask me either in my comment or either in the comment section of the YouTube or directly in my WhatsApp. Okay, so that's it. Goodbye and good day all of you.